Welcome back to Sunrise Daily. Yes, we're talking about PACN, power supply. Of course, you know that also concerns you. We've got Mr. Sam Wiri here with us. He's the Chief Operating Officer of EKO Disco. Thank you for coming on today.
Thank you.
I know when you talk about metering and power supply, the regular issues and headaches that you need to deal with on a regular basis. But how is EKO Disco responding to that directive by NERC that new customers don't start them off with estimated billing? They have to be prepaid or metered properly.
Yeah, to me, that is not new. Before now, at the point of takeover of the facility, we had something that was going on as at that time. There was, you know, that we took over is a network that's highly dilapidated. You're talking about a place where the equipment is actually not even delivering anything in the system. You have that people were connected, not even properly connected. There was no metering. Everybody was purely. I will tell you, for us, about 90% of our customers were without either non-working meters or not having meters at all. So at that point in time, the regulators came in and said, what do we do? You have to systematically follow this challenge. And how do you follow this challenge? The challenge would be that equipment is the first thing that would deliver the energy to you. Then you talk about the calculation of the energy itself in terms of metering. So we were told as at that time that the best thing to do would be to start from the equipment side, which was exactly what we did in terms of making sure that the transformers are being put in, and we also want to make sure that as long as you have energy, then there will be a system of making sure that energy you have is being actually adequately and properly metered.
Okay, if I could just follow up, so you could just don't lose your train of thought, I hope. When you say that's not new, it's being restated because they don't see compliance. I know so many new customers who have said they've gone to their distribution companies, they have not given them the prepaid meters, they're not even giving them the estimated meters, but they are billing them on an estimated basis.
No, for me, well, I wouldn't speak for any other. Let me just go straight to EKO Disco. For EKO Disco, we are not just only giving people meters as those who are coming in new. We are even doing what we call a rollout program. A rollout program means that we'll come into a network. Take, for instance, you get into a place, say Osborne. If you get into Osborne estate before now, and we now say, okay, how many transformers do we have here? We have like 20 transformers. If you have that 20 transformers, you start deployment. Not issue of giving this person and leaving this person. You finish the whole of that estate. I can give you names of estates that we have fully, metered. Now, for the new ones who are coming in, but one thing I want you to understand is I have about, call it 462,000 customers. I have also a metering plan of 5 years. So in my third year, you don't expect me to have 100% compliance. So for me,
But do those ones know that you're coming to them?
We have a plan that is published.
Do they know the plan?
Yes, it's all over there, even in the newspapers. We have the plan is published. The plan is with NEC. Even like the last forum of the NEC forum here in Lagos, I was invited and I brought the metering plan. I have a metering plan. I can tell you those I'm going to go. There is this estate, Dolphin, for instance. As I'm talking to you now, we're moving into Dolphin by next week. We had a pilot project in the place, which we concluded. We are now going into the full deployment. If you get into VGC, we had we started in VGC about 1 or 2 months ago, and eventually we had some issues, but now we are fully, as I speak to you now, if you get into VGC today, you will see my men working there. And in the next 2 weeks, every customer in VGC will have a meter.
The question, are you being selective in your rollout?
I said I have a plan. As I'm talking to you right now.
I'm coming because you're coming from, you're using EKO Disco now, so let's use that. You're coming from, let's say, Ekpe. So you go from VGC, there are a lot of other estates around that area, but you leave all of that and you move to Dolphin. Is that part of your plan? So what happens to the people between VGC and Dolphin?
You see, for a company like ours, we have, as of today, 9 districts. We have those 9 districts are administered through what we call circles. We have 3 circles controlling that. Now, in those 3 circles, you have in each circle, you have 3 districts. So when you are going to your customers, you don't go to, like VGC I'm talking about right now, is under a district. The Osborne, that is also under a district, for instance, Ireland. Then you have in Ojo, you know, on its own. You have other people there. And then you have some people who you have to actually deal with also through that area. So what do we do? What we do is that you take some transformers, some customers from this district, you take from this other district, and you start operating. As I'm talking to you, as at yesterday, I assigned out 2,000 meters for Ojo district. And Ojo, you know, I remember that I saw a place like Iba Housing Estate. I remember I saw a place like Kokbowe town. You know,
what's that? EKO Disco or EKO Disco?
EKO Disco, Kokbowe town in Ojo. Then you just that as you move in that line, you get into a place called in Ijora. You have within the Ijora metropole. You now within that we are the estates within that place. We are dealing with them one by one.